It's my honour now to move to the announcement of the Marsh Awards for Community Archaeology for 2015. And I'm delighted that we've been joined by Brian Marsh from the Marsh Christian Trust, who are the CBA's partners in running this scheme, which has been running now for a number of years. And it's been an opportunity to really celebrate the work of a number of people and groups across the UK who are engaged in community archaeology in a number of guises. There are 3 awards that we make on an annual basis. And I'm delighted that we're joined by 2 of the award winners this evening to receive their prize from Brian himself. You'll perhaps understand, though, why the winner of our first award is not able to be with us today, because actually he's at school. We have, however, made a presentation to him and notified him that he's won the award over the weekend. And I can tell you a little bit, not just about his achievements, but about his reaction to winning the award. The Young Archaeologist of the Year for 2015 is William Fakes from the Leeds Young Archaeologists Club. And the picture on the right here is him just as he'd been told on Saturday that he won the award. And he was astonished and speechless for several moments, which those of you that know him say is quite unusual. His nomination came in from the leader of the Leeds Young Archaeologists Club branch, Louise Martin. And she said, "I've been to many schools during 2011, but William stood out from the crowd, oozing enthusiasm, an encyclopedic knowledge of the past, and a protective love for Middleton Park in Leeds, where he lives. He was always the first to shoot up his hand to answer questions, adding his knowledge to discussions and bringing in artefacts he'd found to show the experts." In 2014, when we launched the Leeds Young Archaeologists Club, we went to advertise in schools, and there was William, still as enthusiastic as ever, but now even more knowledgeable about the past, in particular military heritage. His face shone with joy when we told the class about the new club, and he was the first to sign up and get involved. William's been with us through thick and thin, sometimes being our only member, but as the group grew, he encouraged new members and actively participated in all the topics we've covered. He always brings in objects to share with the group, his camera to take photographs, or his walkie-talkies to ensure we don't get lost when we're out exploring the rich history of the park. He shares his love of archaeology with anyone he meets, but particularly enjoys imparting and expanding his knowledge through deep discussions with our branch leaders. He makes us laugh, he's always there to help the younger members with a smile on his face, and it's inspirational to see, as he grows up, he's still as enthused and engaged as he was back in 2011 and actively champions the Leeds Young Archaeologists Club. That was the citation. We presented this to William on Saturday, and after he'd thought about it for a few minutes, he said, "I never thought I'd win something like this. I love coming to Leeds Archaeologists Club. We've accomplished so much since the club started, but my favourite sessions were when we did a geophysical survey, buried a time capsule, and carved our own rock art. I love learning about the past, in particular military history, but I always learn something new when I come to the Young Archaeologists Club." So it's great to have that opportunity. We're going to go and make a special presentation to him at the Christmas party of the Leeds Young Archaeologists Club branch. But today, I'd just like you to join me in saying well done and congratulations to William. The second award is for Community Archaeologist of the Year. This is always a difficult decision because there are so many people who are involved in community archaeology across the UK, supporting, facilitating, encouraging community groups in their work. This year's award winner became a community archaeologist from the grassroots in 2003, helping to initiate and run a community archaeology research project in East Yorkshire. As a result of leading a volunteer group, working on an entirely self-funded basis, he had an excellent grounding in the bare necessities of community archaeology. In 2006, he was employed by York Archaeological Trust to run a Heritage Lottery Fund supported project, the Greater York Community Archaeology Project, which ran until 2010. Within this project, he supported communities and individuals to become active in the archaeology of the landscape around them. And in March of this year, he finally set up his own business as a community archaeologist, continuing his commitment to inspire and support communities in the York area. 2 particular projects he's worked on are one, for example, at North Duffield, where the community has been inspired to study the archaeology landscape around them, focusing particularly on the Iron Age remains. And our award winner supported their research and work with local schools. This has led to the discovery, excavation and publication of a very significant monument, a roundhouse. And at Cawood, he's worked with local community to survey and excavate on a medieval manor site in the village and run workshops for the local school, teaching historic research methods, literacy and the role of the village as a source of fruit and veg in the Victorian period. In addition to helping to inspire and develop these and many other groups, he's always been very committed to working with people with additional needs who can also be inspired by understanding the past. He runs a history club with York People First, a self-advocacy group for people with learning difficulties. This is done on a voluntary basis where there are no project funds available, and his commitment to working with people with additional needs also extends to running courses with support from the Workers' Education Association in Selby, Goole and Scunthorpe. At the end of the day, he sees his role as a community archaeologist as one of those to inspiring, supporting and widening opportunities. One of the members of the Kaywood group that he's worked with sent me a message of support for his nomination, which read, "His support and inspiration for our local history group has been outstanding. His energy and patience with our amateur learning has been unfailing. He's helped us all with his time, advice and guidance, well beyond the requirements of his position with the York Archaeological Trust, and he's been the main driver of our success. We've valued his patience, wisdom and generosity with his time and knowledge, and we're expecting to work with him in the foreseeable future in uncovering our local history." And I'd now like to ask Brian to come up and reveal the name of this paragon of virtue and make the presentation to our award winner for this particular award. Many congratulations, John. Our final award in the Marsh Awards for Community Archaeology is the overarching Community Archaeology Award, normally given to the best community archaeology project. As you can imagine, that's equally a tough choice. There's fantastic community archaeology going on right across the UK. Really strong, high-quality, research-driven projects, often supported by professional groups, but increasingly working in a way that is self-determined and self-supported. The award this year, interestingly, is not of the usual character, but is actually relating to a project which is underwater. Protected wreck sites are historic shipwreck sites of the highest significance, as demonstrated through their statutory designation. The site of the London wreck came to archaeological attention during a staged archaeological assessment as part of an ongoing mitigation strategy for the London Gateway project. And it was immediately apparent that the site was of high significance, and it was subsequently designated under the Protection of Wrecks Act in 2008. From the outset, the management of the site had some unique challenges. Its location is in low visibility, high tidal environment on the edge of a busy shipping channel, which means it's not an easy or attractive site to dive. It's also at high risk due to the exposed and deteriorating nature of the wreck site and the fact that the abundance of artefacts are at high risk of being lost. And as a result, it was placed on the Heritage at Risk Register soon after it was designated. In 2010, a volunteer team became involved with the site and quickly became instrumental to its management. They had no prior archaeological experience, but they were keen and highly experienced Thames divers. They undertook training with the Nautical Archaeology Society to gain some basic knowledge and have worked closely with Historic England and other colleagues ever since. They've even become commercially trained divers, and the team have dived on the site nearly every weekend since they first became involved. They set up a website which enables potential visitors to find out more about the site. They've attended numerous conferences and local events, as well as giving many talks about their work on the site. They've ensured that this high-risk, extremely tidal wreck site has been well recorded, and their work has given us a far better knowledge of the site and has ensured that an important wreck is not lost forever. They're now working with various project specialists, Historic England and Cotswold Archaeology, to undertake the assessment and analysis work on the site prior to future publication. Their work has fostered a legacy of community involvement, which has included a volunteer cohort at Southend Museum, preparation of new display galleries, and the development of a new project trust. Their high-quality contribution cannot be underestimated, and they are highly deserving of this award and recognition. And I'd like to invite Brian to reveal the identities of the award winner and make the presentation. It's great that all three members of the volunteer team have been able to join us today. As you can see, Steve Ellis, Carol Ellis, and Steve Medal. Thank you very much for coming. I would encourage you to start thinking about your nominations for next year. Normally on the cycle that we run, nominations will open in spring 2016. I'm sure there'll be keen interest in the awards, and we look forward to hearing the results of the 2016 outcome at our AGM next year. And thank you very much for your support for the winners and for community archaeology across the country. And particularly thank you to Brian and the Marsh Christian Trust for your support for this award, which is very much appreciated. Thank you.